I hope everyone out there is having a wonderful start to their week this Monday, 28 November 2022. Currently it is 19:45 hours. That is, of course, 7:45 p.m. in the evening for those of you in the civilian world. Here on the northeast coast, Florida, it is currently 61 degrees. We had a high today of 80.2 and a low of 53.1. Currently the barometer is 30.07 inches of mercury and rising. Thank you so much for your patience. I know this is a lot later than we normally drop videos, but there is one question out there everyone needs to have on their mind. Why does China want to all of a sudden be Florida? There are people in the streets in China protesting, demanding their rights, demanding freedom and liberty from the COVID lockdowns installed by the communist regime. But I thought these were the answers to everything. Let's rewind the clock 2.5 years. When Florida said, no, we're not doing this, we were largely laughed at and reviled all around the world. Not just here in the United States. If Florida could be only more like China. Rare protests are spreading across China. Here's what you need to know by Jesse Young at CNN's Beijing Bureau. And the look in her eyes is all you need to understand. They are having their come to Jesus moment about communism and about 100% government lockdown control of everything. At the heart of China's protests against zero COVID, young people cry for freedom. Really, communism not working out for you, huh? All of a sudden, there's some downside to it. There's some negative to communism, to totalitarianism. Why is this significant? Public protest exceedingly rare in China, where Communist Party tightened all grip on aspect of life, launched sweeping crackdown on dissent, wipe out much of civil society, and build high-tech surveillance state. This sounds like something right out of the Democrat Party platform. Literally, you could literally take any one of those statements and you could put it right into their platform. But what's the real question? What's the real question? The real question is simple. Why would DeSantis do this? Why would DeSantis go out of his way to influence the Chinese this way? Is that responsible of him? Should DeSantis get out and apologize for influencing the young people in China this way? I mean, clearly it's causing upheaval and problem and angst and worry, and it would be a lot easier for the Communist Chinese government if Ron DeSantis would just come out and tell the Chinese people, tell the children over there, get back in line, do what you're told, stop protesting. Liberty's not all it's cracked up to be. I mean, irresponsible statements like we've gone from 15 days to slow the spread to 3 jabs to keep your job. If you don't give resistance to this, they're going to absolutely do more. People are so sick. Which people? Which people? You see, when he said it, it was the Floridian people, but now it's the Chinese. Are so sick of constantly being bossed around, restricted, mandated, it's important to speak up for people's individual right to make decisions for themselves. You see, there's a reason we have the King's Peace in Florida, and a lot of people can't stomach it. They can't. They think they know the reason. They think it's some ethereal thing that, Ron DeSantis got elected and all of a sudden he waved the magic DeSantis wand and everybody all of a sudden started loving freedom. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You see, it's funny, we have these little mechanical devices that we keep in our closets and in safes and different places that we don't necessarily always have to use. But it's in the back of people's mind that we can. And we will. And this idea of Florida man being just a little bit off and having more guns than any state in the union, you see, that makes tyrants a little uneasy. They got 22 million people down there with 13 million guns. Are we really going to push the issue? If they push back, are we really going to push the issue? They've got a huge militia that virtually nobody knows about because they don't do public service announcements. They just quietly train. and they stay in the background. I am the strength of the Union. I am a defender of the Republic, and I know my constitutional duty. I will defend the Bill of Rights by any means necessary. Florida State Militia. We are Florida Sons of Liberty. Join flmilitia.org. That's flmilitia.org. flmilitia.org. This has been the butt of so many jokes in California, in New York, and even up in Appalachia a little bit, and the Midwest. Oh, Florida, man. Boy, they are really off their rocker down there. Boy, when D.C. finally gets enough of them, they're going to go down there and they're going to stomp them back into submit. Really? Really? 1.7 billion Chinese right now wish they were waking up with a Florida ID card in their back pocket, looking out at palm trees, living in a land of true liberty. That's right. They've gone from hating us to wishing they were us. And it's just this simple. You don't have to brag about it. You don't even really have to mention it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. And it bleeds over. Many people think that Governor DeSantis, for the most part, has done a very, very, very good job. I'm sure many of you remember, but didn't you just say, yeah, I'm still upset with him about this whole thing with Dave Rubin? I am. I'm absolutely incensed that he would give Dave Rubin the time of day, but in every other way, he's one legislator. He's one leader. The other 6 gentlemen around him here are representing Florida in Washington, D.C. right now, and they've all picked up a weapon. Every single one of them. But this is the real key. This is the real power of Florida. I've shown this before, but I haven't explained it properly, and that's my fault. What having an 85-35 majority in the Florida House means is that no Democrat can debate anything. All that has to happen right now is Governor DeSantis and the Florida Republican Party, the Florida Conservatives, need to get together on what they want to do, and it's just a matter of going and doing it. Yes, they have 30, the Democrats, they have 35 seats, but operationally, if they had 0 seats, it would be the same thing. All we will do, the conservatives, is shut down debate. We will put forth legislation. This is why we're going to do it. There will be no debate on it, and we will just pass it along party lines. End of story. There's going to be there's no filibuster. There's no debating it. There's no talking about it. There's no protesting it. There's no grandstanding. It's over. And in our Senate, it's a 28-12. Like I said, these 12 people could stay in bed, stay in their jammies, stay at home, work from home, and they could, pop open their laptops and they could watch what was going on in the Florida Senate, and that's all they would have to do. None of their agenda items will get heard. Every single one of ours will pass. There will be no not getting things done. That's going to be the big deal because the police power resides in the state, not at the federal government level. So now when we say no, no means no. No matter who doesn't like no meaning no. I'm sure a lot of you had this experience. My parents told us no all the time. What gave my parents no teeth was the belt that was hanging in my dad's closet. You see, the militia in Florida is Governor DeSantis' belt. Now, my dad didn't have to go get the belt every time he said no. We knew no meant no. And we knew what defying no meant. Now, this is the exact same thing. If Joe Biden and the federal government and all the liberals think Florida was bad before, just wait now. There's not a single Democrat in statewide office. They don't even, we could literally take away CNN's license to broadcast in Florida if we wanted to. ABC, NBC, CBS, we could take them off the air. At this point, it's that lopsided. You see, in Florida, when we're not feeling well, we look at one of these 6 things and figure out which one of them we have been neglecting. Have we not been getting enough fresh air? Maybe too much time in front of the computer? A lot of us don't drink enough water. Diet is a big thing in Florida. It's easy to kind of get off track. There's a lot of really good, delicious food here in Florida that's not good for you. Exercise, rest, sunshine. You see, these are our doctors. These are how we fix things. And a lot of people said this is the worst way to go about it over the last 2.5 years. Sat and got laughed at and poked fun at and made fun of, and late night TV and legacy media and online media. But now the Chinese themselves wish they were Florida. A lot of people wish they were in Florida for a lot of reasons. See, whatever it is that motivates Florida man to get up in the morning and do what Florida man does, whether you agree with it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you think it makes sense to you or not, right now the world, the entire world, wants to be us. Wishes they were here. I don't know anybody right now that if you told them, other than some crazy liberals, I guess, any sane person, hey, got a place for you down in Florida, even trade for wherever you're living right now, I don't think very many people in the world would turn down that trade. I know there's people in the streets right now in China that would probably give their left arm. They'd probably, I don't think that's exaggerating. I think they would give up a limb to get out of China and come to a place like Florida. It's stunning. It is stunning to see CNN talking about young people crying for freedom against COVID lockdowns when only literally 5 seconds ago, when Floridians were saying the same thing, we were all of a sudden a threat to national security. I mean, I haven't heard a single YouTuber other than me talk about this. Not one. Florida was a threat to national security 2 years ago because of what is going on in China right now. Is nobody going and telling these kids, hey, don't you know that you're a threat to Chinese security? You're a threat to world security? You need to get back in there and, get your 14 days worth of supplies and stay locked down. What? Seriously? Is anybody doing that? No, they're reporting on it like it's some, great push for freedom, like the fall of the Great Wall. What? I mean, maybe that's what Governor DeSantis should do. President Jinping, tear down that wall. President Xi Jinping, tear down your wall. I'll leave it there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.